Hello everyone, we are back in Keepers League. I've just kind of been farming a few characters. We've played a bit of Essence Strain as my league start, transitioned into another build. I did a Slam build, and then this is kind of maybe my final build of the league. I've been playing a bit of a Flicker Strike, Static Strike. It's going to sound pretty jank until I show you a bit of a demonstration or so. But I'll go for a quick rundown of the build. We are just stacking a bunch of lightning damage, doing Doriani's prototype, doing a bunch of minus lightning damage. Minus lightning resistance. Yeah, super strong. It's I think we're applying about minus 2,000 lightning to all the monsters and kind of stuff like that. Other cool stuff we're doing with the build, I don't know, I call it super extra lucky kind of gladiator stuff. How this works is everything pretty much just rolls again. So if it's an unlucky or lucky roll, it picks the best or the worst from the 2 or 3 rolls instead of 2. So you kind of just stack a bunch of lucky stuff. So Gladiator has a really good node, so chance to block attack or spell damage is lucky if you've blocked recently. So with the shield, it'll roll. It'll just roll again, so you're basically just blocking no matter what. That also applies to spell damage. Cool thing about the shield, it also applies to anything that's lucky. So if you have lucky stuff on the tree, for example, if you get the Brutal Illustrate Timeless Duel, you can also get the Dance with Death. Only bad thing about this is obviously you can't use helmets. Helmets are pretty good, but your critical strike is lucky, but stack that with the shield and you kind of just have like super ultra lucky, and then also damage with critical strikes is lucky. So very cool tech. Stack a bunch of the lucky stuff. You just get a bunch of damage from this, and then you also just get a bunch of defenses. So I think like maybe I was doing the POB the other day, and I think it's estimated about I think it's maybe 400k or something. It could be way higher. And then obviously damage as well as a couple of million. But I'm doing kind of a bit of a janky kind of way that I'm doing damage with Flicker and Static Strike. I'm running I guess a pseudo 5-link with Thunder Fist with Static Strike in my in this. It gives it a level 30 added lightning damage, and obviously anything lightning damage is really good with Doriani's prototype. But then I'm also just running a Flicker Strike kind of setup. Cool, we'll just do a quick map demo. I guess we'll do, what is this, tier 16? Yeah, just some random shitty some bit of damage. I've been running Destructive Play, so it does a pretty fair bit of damage to bosses. I think it's pretty good for this kind of stuff. I do run the Static Strike on the side, so I usually run up, do the Static Strike, and then I also just fucking do this, flickering around a bit. Super fun. Like, I've just been having a blast with this build. It's probably one of the fastest builds I've played, when you just kind of let Jesus take the wheel sometimes. You just kind of just flicker a bit, you know, it's fun. Kind of turn your brain off for a bit. I also, as I said, Static Strike. Every now and then you kind of just like pop it in a wave. Like if you just pop a Giant Breach or something, you just pop your Static Strike before you go in. Yeah, we'll do the boss now, even though we're doing a Destructive Play. But you kind of Static Strike and then you just do that. Yeah, pretty fun. It's fun. Here's a cool breach demonstration. So as I said, just press the Static Strike button. Let Jesus take the wheel a bit. Everything kind of just dies. Fucking fast as fuck. Yippee. See what bots we actually put on this. Oh yeah, poison on hit. But even if we just use Static Strike, it's pretty good ability as well. As you see, Static Strike really good. There we go, this will be a damage on the boss. Let's test it out a bit. puts him in. It's good. Yeah, so there's some quick demos. As I said, for Tree, we kind of just taken a bunch of just stuff to keep us from alive. Don't know why that's there. I need to respect that. That's why that's there. Yeah, the annoying things with the build is obviously damage over time kind of cooks us a lot. It doesn't matter how much we block or how invulnerable we are. Just mana siphoners are the bane of your existence. They just insta-tap you. Stats as well is fucking annoying to get on this. Like, so many things like Wrath, and then also just Doriani's prototype, but then also a really good weapon just like takes a lot of dex to use and int to use and strength. So I did go for this cluster. It's pretty shitty. Next upgrades with the build, I need a Watcher's Eye with the yeah, just a good Watcher's Jewel. Obviously cluster jewels are really good. There's some good crit ones you can get. Yeah, definitely, like, the scaling on this is fucking crazy. In terms of leveling this build, to be honest, I just did like a Impending Doom. It's just Giga OP at the moment. I've pretty much just went a few of the poison nodes, and it kind of just like one-shot everything throughout the game. And I was basically immortal because I also went Gladiator as well. Did the Feral, the Trigger Tigers. It's just ridiculous amounts of damage and crit. It's very free. In terms of POB, okay, this is my POB so far. It's yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff to add to the build. It's kind of just very budget at the moment. Yeah, Flick and Strike DPS is pretty good, nearly 3 mil. But also while I'm bossing, I'm also static striking as well. So, you know, 4.5, nearly 5 mil DPS or so, which is pretty nice. Actually, the beams are a bit different. Yeah, survivability, effective hit pool's pretty good. Yeah, I'm trying to think what I actually need on this tree at the moment. I think the next thing, as I said, Watcher's Eye, Cluster Jewel. It's just pretty solid at the moment. I think the annoying thing is also trying to just get your fire resistance and your cold resistance up to 75, and then also trying to keep the lightning resistance down. The annoying thing of trying to get resistances is we just run a lot of uniques. So all your resistances need to come from, you know, your boots and your two rings, and then your belt, but your rings are probably going to have the minus lightning resistance on it, so it's going to be hard trying to get the other resistances. So you're kind of just carried with just like boots and belt. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. That's probably the most annoying part. I did end up putting tattoos down here to try to get the cold resistance. Yep, build's super solid. Would recommend it. I will put the POB in the description. But yeah, sweet. Thanks for watching, guys.